Hi, buns. OT, Jerry's gig is over with, and it is time for me to head over to do my regular hours. Still dark outside. How's everybody doing? How was your night? How'd you sleep? How's it going? Are you driving in this morning? You got the kiddies up. They're ready for school. Are they going on spring break this week? Just asking. You know, you don't really have to tell me. I'm just asking, honey. So, I'm on my way to the jobby job. So, like I said yesterday afternoon, that I'm probably like no more than 5-10 minutes. 10 minutes is based on, you know, how people are moving, driving. But other than that, if you look on the Google's map, I think it usually tells you it's about 5 minutes or something like that, right? From one building to the other building I go to. So, I'm trying to figure out, like, last night, pretty cool. They had to do some updates on the system, so that kind of, you know, kept things to a minimum. So it was about time to get off, so that's a good thing. And I learned some things had changed over in the building I just came from. But it seems like every time I seem to go back, there's always something that's changed, something that, you know, either it's a procedure or policy or email that's come out and saying something has changed about whatever. So it's nothing that, you know, I can per se do anything about it. The only thing I can do is ask every time I go, you know, what's new, what's changed, what's update, and go from there. Because I usually just tell them, hey, if they like it, I love it. You know, I just come when I'm called. You know, if you should call me for OT, like I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm not out of town or anything like that. The most likely I'm going to show up and be like, you know, all right, let's just get it done. Get it in, get it out, get it done, go home. Those are the rules. So, embarking on this short little passage of freeway to get over to the garage so I can get to the job. And besides that, I'm doing good. I'm hanging in there. You know, I ate my leftover fries. Yes, I did. I said leftover fries. Don't judge me. Because like I said, I did not finish eating yesterday. And so I took them to work. And the supervisor who was there last night was like, what you warming up? I said, some fries. He's like, you warming up fries in the microwave? How? I said, what you mean how? It's called, you press the buttons and press start. That's how. What you mean? He started laughing. And one thing I like about Papa's fries is because they're the homemade fries from the, you know, the potatoes still have the skin on them. They put them in the little potato cutter, and they, you know, bring the lever down and it slices them, you know, into the slices and stuff, and they fry them up. So they're still thick and fluffy. They're not Smackdonald's, and yes, I said Smackdonald's. For those who don't know what I'm talking about, McDonald's, and it should be evident what I'm saying. Yeah, they don't turn into potato sticks like, you know, once they get cold. That's not Papa's. You know, they're not Burger King, and I did say booger. You know, Papa's is like its own barbecue place, you know, here. And so I like going there to get their fries or their salads. And what else I used to get at Papa's? Oh, like the cantaloupe or the watermelon juice, like the cantaloupe juice I had last week. So good. Sometimes it's just too sugary. It is like diabetes in a too sweet sometimes. So you know, there's certain things I like about Papa's. Now, before I gave up meat, I used to love to go there. If I didn't get Chapel Hill's barbecue, I would go to Papa's and get barbecue. And I would get the, you know, the barbecue sauce, like the sausage. I would get the ribs. I would get like the chopped beef fries. You know how a lot of places have like chili cheese fries and things like that. Well, Papa has chopped beef fries, which is barbecue, like the brisket that they chop up and they put in their barbecue sauce, and they put it over the fries with cheese. And I used to add on green onions to mine, sour cream to my chopped beef fries. It used to be so good, so bomb. It was, I used to love them, love them, okay? So, you know, like I said, there are certain things that, you know, I can still take like people places or tell them about where I used to eat or get certain things to eat before I went on, you know, my journey of giving up meat. And so I'll tell you guys more. I'm just now getting to the garage, but I'll tell you more about like how I came up to the concept idea of to where I just said I just don't want to eat meat anymore. And this has been going on for about for 2 years, okay? That I have not partaken from meat. And if I happen to go somewhere and there's meat on the dish, and if I'm asking them, can they not make it with the meat or something like that, or I'll get it to where it's chopped chicken or chicken breast or something like that, so that way I can put the meat off to the side. And I usually give the meat to one of my relatives, or I end up giving the meat to one of my coworkers, because I know I am not eating it, depending on whatever dish it is that I get. So, but I'll tell you more this afternoon, like what's my journey, or how I came about of coming to that idea of not consuming of meat. my love journey, okay? All right, huns, I done made it here to the garage, and I will definitely talk to you guys this afternoon, okay? Bye. All right, hun buns, the day is over with. I have a stop to make before I head to the house, before I head home for the day. And this over here, cut this up, and then we go home and relax, because you know I'm sleepy, teepee, as the kids would say. I am teepee. I have been at work 16 hours. I am tired. So I gotta go to this to my doctor's appointment, and then I go home. So I told you guys before that I have allergies. So not only do I have an allergist, I also see an ENT, which is your ears, nose, and throat doctor. So, you know, most of the time when you see your allergist, you follow up, for some people, with the ENT. So they can, I've already been scoped twice, like a few years ago, where they put the scope down your throat, so they can look all the way down your throat. So, because like I said, I lose my voice a lot. And they look down your throat to see exactly what's going on. And I'm going to tell you guys, you know, what happened to me once. That happens to me a lot when I say my voice goes out. And it's just, they just say, oh, it's just severe laryngitis. It's nothing that they can do about that, right? So, picking up off where I left this morning, I was explaining to you, like, to where I gave up meat about 2 years ago. And I gave up meat 2 years ago because I just could not trust it anymore. I just kept seeing it evolve and the meat get bigger and bigger. Anytime that your chicken drumsticks start to look like turkey legs, and then your turkey legs start to look like ostrich legs, there's a problem. You pumping them up with something, or you giving them something for them to be enlarged like this. And I just got to a point to where I just could not trust the meat as for what the animals are given, and their lifespan being shortened just so we can have meat. Because unfortunately, here comes an ambulance behind me with the light, so I'm going to get over because I don't know exactly where it's going. Come to a complete stop, then I can go back and join in, regular traffic. Because like I said, the lights are on and you keep hearing the whoop whoop, but he doesn't have any sirens on. Now, like I said, I have to ask, and I told my daddy I was going to ask that, and I know I'm getting off subject, but I did tell my dad I was going to ask a fireman, when I saw them, or someone that's EMT, what does that mean when you're in an ambulance and you have the lights going but no sirens? I was told years ago that means that person in there is deceased if they're in the ambulance. And so I just want to, one day ask someone that works at the fire department or for an ambulance company. Perhaps someone can, comment and let me know. Perhaps I'm wrong. But, and just let me know. Excuse me. But back onto the subject. I'm sorry, y'all. I had pickles and water. That's all I have for lunch today. Because like I said this morning, I had the leftover fries from yesterday. And that was because I didn't eat anything else when I got home. I just crashed out, went to sleep because I knew I had to be up in a couple hours in order to turn around and come back in last night and, do my regular shift as well. So when I woke up, I was hungry. So, but back to what I was saying about the meat itself. To each his own. I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not trying to change anybody's mind. You eat what you want to eat. You eat how you want to eat it. That's your business. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I ain't trying to change nobody's mind. I'm telling you what works. Had to work for me. To where I decided to go ahead and give up meat and become vegetarian. I'm still working on my path and my journey of becoming a full vegan. And because I don't want, everybody has something that, runs in their family. And for me, my family, on both sides, cancer, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes. And about 2 years ago, I went and had my physical. Now, my physical was fine, but a few things I was on the borderline of, right? And so I hadn't heard anything about my physical, so I didn't really think about it, right? Until I just, I got notification or email telling me I had new lab results. So I'm going and I'm looking at my lab results because at my job, it requires you to put in your stuff for your biometric screening for our health care, right? And I'm looking at the the stuff from the blood work, but some of the stuff I don't recognize and I don't know what it means. So I called to my medical doctor's office, and I asked to speak with the doctor if the doctor would give me a call, because I didn't know what these certain results meant that they kept saying was on borderline or a little high. And so the nurse ended up calling me back, and then the nurse he went over my results and everything with me so I could understand. And so if you see something on in your blood work and you're not too sure what that is or what it means or what the numbers mean, where they're gauging from, if that's something serious or not, you need to ask your doctor, or ask a nurse practitioner, or ask your doctor's nurse, somebody to give you a call and let you know, like, what's this stuff mean, like, what is this, and they should be able to explain it to you. And that way you have your choices and your options to figure out what it is you want to do. Do you want to continue on, and go to a specialist or get a second opinion or whatever? But that way you have your information that you need, right? So he went over everything with me, and then he said, you know what? He said, I see that your weight keeps fluctuating. And he said, do you eat a lot of animal fat? I was like, well, no, I don't eat a lot of fried food all the time. He said, but do you eat meat? I said, well, yeah, when I want it and I have a taste for it, then yes, I do, And he was like, well, I'm telling you now. He said, a lot of your stuff fluctuates up and down. And, was I supposed to get up on Kirby? Yeah. And he was like, with your numbers fluctuating up and down, he's like, I'm just going to tell you. My doctor is a woman. He was like, she's going to put you on some type of medication down the line. And he was like, so if you really don't want to be on I was like, if you really don't want to be on medication like that, he was like, I'm just telling you that you might want to change some things, try not to cut back on what you're eating. He said, don't matter if it's fried food or if you're eating meat. He said, try to throw a vegetarian or a vegan meal in there from time to time. I was like, say no more. You don't have to say anything else to me. Meat is completely out, and I went cold turkey. Mind you, I had this physical in February, the middle of February. And when he told me that, I was like, okay, March 1st, I'm going cold turkey. I'm giving meat up completely. So I severed my ties. I had that last week of February, I had my last of my meals of meat consumption. Like, I had my last turkey burger. I had my last bacon cheeseburger. I had my last pepperoni pizza. I had my last red snapper. Oh, I love red snapper, honey. I did. That's my thing. I love some red snapper, but red snapper. Those were the last things I ate. The last week is the things that I ate. I think spaghetti too. Leading up to March 1st. So once March 1st hit, that was the end. Like this Woody Woodpecker cartoon back in the day. For those who do know it. And he was like, ba-deep, ba-deep, ba-deep. No, that wasn't Woody. That's Porky Pig when he at the end of Looney Tunes. Ba-deep, ba-deep, ba-deep. That's all, folks. That was it. That was it, honey. That was it. I went cold turkey. I gave it up. And I watched my numbers go down. And I was happy about that, because then I wasn't at risk, for me and my future That's how I looked at it. Now, I could be taken out by anything. I don't know. You know what I mean? Anything and everything can happen. Me not, eating meat doesn't mean that certain things still won't happen to me. It means my health won't fully, break down or whatever. Things happen. I'm just saying, for me, that was the steps that I took to try to sit up there and improve my health. Because like I said, I have certain things that run in the family. High cholesterol, high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, heart attacks. It's certain things that I just didn't want to look forward to. Not that I can completely knock them out. The other thing was, I didn't want to get older and be popping like 15, anywhere from 8 to 15 pills a day. Like, to maintain, my health, or to be able to move around and get around. And I say that because I'm not good at taking meds. Okay? I don't like needles. And I sure don't like swallowing pills all the time. So if anybody ever told anyone in my family, and I don't really drink like that. I don't really drink a lot. So if somebody told my mama I was drunk, they lying. My mama would know they were lying. My family would know they lying. They say, oh, she was doing drugs, or she overdosed on pills or a needle. They were like, you lying. That girl barely wanted to take Tylenol and aspirins. She barely would pop those. I sit up there and I don't care if you judge me or not. I do. I'm like one of them people that be in the doctor's office when they got to draw blood, to where I just be like, I got to actually prepare myself, because if not, I will start to hyperventilate. I do not like needles. I don't get along with them at all. We're not friends. Okay? We're not friends at all. So, and my dentist had to learn the hard way when I kept telling her, when I went to go have my fillings done last year, that I kept saying, if I'm going to get my fillings done, I want them all done at the same time. Because I'm not trying to come back and repeat this pain over again. For one, I do not like pain like that. Two, I don't like needles. And she must have thought I was joking, like it was just in my head. It can't be that serious. When I tell you that woman stuck me in my mouth with that needle, I swear to God, like somebody had snatched all the air out my body. I couldn't breathe. All of a sudden, my heart is racing, because I'm trying to bear through the pain of it. And then next, I'm just crying. I'm crying my ass off. I don't care. Don't you look? Everybody got their things of what they can deal with, what they can't. Kimberly Rochelle. No, we're not doing. Now, I can take certain things when it comes down to, womanly time. I can take those cramps. They be kicking my tail like they just, ganging up on me like a karate movie and everything. Just whipping my whole abdominal area. But I take that. I bear through that. Because I'm used to that. I done had 44 years. Well, I'm sorry. Let's see. I take that back. I done had 34 years of dealing with cramps and pressure. Let me put it that way, because I know TMI, time out. A lot of people don't want to hear it. Most young ladies will start to get their cycle between the ages of 9. And some of them will get it later, between 9 and 15. Not unless they have to go to, the doctor to help bring it down or regulate it. But, yeah, about 9. And I was one of those that I got at 10. And I thought it was just so funny that my sister, and she probably going to kill me when I tell y'all this story. But it's not like it's anything graphic or anything. When she got her womanly, And I remember standing in the doorway because my mom had, introduced pads to us. And everything was telling us how, you put it on and this, that, and the third. And I just thought it was funny as hell. And I'm just standing in the doorway just laughing my ass off. Guess what? Next year, bing dong. Yeah. It came looking for me. Sure did. It pulled a Dave Chappelle on me when Dave Chappelle be like, haha, gotcha, bitch. That's what the fuck it did to me, okay? My hair, like, all this is all up, not laid down. I have not been home since last night. Y'all think I'm joking. And, but that's what happened. But that is one of the reasons that, like I said, several different reasons that I gave up meat. I didn't want to be down the line popping a lot of pills. I wanted to try to prevent as much as possible certain things in my health history coming about. So, or, going along to get to that point. So I didn't want that. And that's what helped me. And the reason I could give it up cold turkey, I was already on a point living in California. It was already like I said, it's different things that I've learned to try to eat and, try different foods and dishes and from different cultures and things like that. Plus, the way I grew up, like I said, not all the time we had a lot of food in the house. So you may make a tuna fish sandwich, egg sandwich, or something like that. Or, when I got to college, noodles were introduced to me, so there's noodles and like oatmeal and grits. So on the days that I had already been getting to a point to where I would have certain days to where I was like, you know what, I'm hungry, but I'm not that hungry. I don't have a taste for anything, but I'm hungry. And I would just eat a bowl of cereal, or I would sit up there and if I ate a bowl of cereal, or I would make a egg sandwich. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm trying to park. Like I said, I would make a bowl of cereal, or I would make an egg sandwich, or make some grits, like make breakfast for dinner. Or I would also make some cereal, like I said. Or depending on if I didn't feel like making or cooking anything, I'll just get a glass of milk, drink it, and go to bed. Get up the next morning and go to work. I will just, do that. So since I was already at the point to where, like I said, I was eating, if I was out or I grabbed something, then I would bring it home and go ahead and eat it. But if I was at home on days off, holidays, or whatever it was, then, with certain things that I was just like, I don't feel like cooking. I don't feel like, eating. I don't have a taste for anything. And that's what I would do. So since I was used to doing that, it was nothing for me to just give up the meat. Now they say, do you miss meat? No. I tell you what I've learned to do. It's not so much of the texture of meat as what I'm missing or looking for. It's me duplicating the flavor and the taste of certain meals. So I'm able to adapt meals that I used to eat and still make them without meat. And I know people were like, when they hear vegan or vegetarian or whatever it is, but I just put it to him like this. Well, you're already eating partial vegan meals or vegetarian meals as it is. So if you just take the meat off your plate. And then when some people be like, so you don't eat, what about turkey or chicken? That's still meat. Because like I said, I went to Pizza Hut. And I asked the lady for the Alfredo pasta, but I told her I don't want the meat. And she was like, oh, it comes with chicken. I said, yes, but I don't want any meat. And she was like, chicken's not meat. And I'm just looking at her like, yeah, I don't want the chicken. No meat. No meat. I had to say it like 2 or 3 times. And she was like, so you just want the cheese sauce on the pasta? Yeah, that's kind of what no meat means, you know. But if that's the way that it can, you know, converts for you in your brain for you to fully understand that I said no meat like 3-4 times. But it is what it is. You know, I understand. Maybe she just was like, for real? Maybe that's how she was looking at me, like I'm looking at her like, for real? For real? For real? For real? Yes, for real. So, I'm just saying. Let's see. So, and then the other question I get is, well, what about seafood? Seafood is still an animal. It's still an animal. In the ocean, on land, it's still an animal. So I was like, so I don't do seafood. Now, don't get me wrong. I thought about, you know, sticking with the seafood so I can still have my red snapper, right? And then I had to think about it. Most fish in supermarkets come from a fish farm. And I was like, and they still give them pellets. They give them antibiotics as well. And they give them pellets. Because they're not in their natural habitat. They're in tanks or tubes or whatever it is, those big, you know, pools. So they're not in their natural habitat to be able to, you know, be within their natural ecosystem, right? So I was like, no, that's about the same thing as, you know, when I gave up, you know, beef and chicken and everything else. I was like, so that means fish too, you know. And I wasn't really a big seafood person in the first place before I gave up meat. Like I said, the only thing I would eat for when it came down to me seafood was red snapper and rainbow trout. That's the furthest I ventured into it. Now, when I was younger, yes, I've had shrimp and lobster and crab meat because my mom would, you know, buy that from time to time. So, but no, as I got older, that wasn't something I ate. You know, it was just either red snapper or rainbow trout. And that's where I left it. So, like I said, I just gave up all sources of meat. So if I do, every once in a while, I will get the meat substitute. I may eat a Beyond Burger here and there, or Beyond Meat substitute, or Gardine's soy fishless patties, or Impossible meat and stuff like that, or sausage. But I do that every once in a while. That's not something I consume all the time as a daily. Because I don't do a lot of soy. For me and my body, because of my allergies, soy builds up a lot of mucus and inflammation for me. So I can't have it all the time. Every once in a while, sure. Eating that every day, I cannot. Same way I can't do cheese every day. That's why I do an egg every once in a while. Cheese every once in a while. Other than that, I do vegan cheese, like the cashew nut cheese, or the almond cheese, or, you know, the different vegan cheeses that are out there. I'll try those, and I have at home. So certain things when it comes to dairy, because of my allergies, I can't do dairy all the time. So I have to find other ways to do my substitution. And that's what the other thing that kind of helped me venture along and go ahead and be vegetarian. Because it was certain things, like they gave me a whole list of stuff. They would tell me I couldn't have spicy foods. I couldn't have chocolate. Sodas. I still have a soda every once in a while. I'm not about to sit here and lie to you on that. Chocolate, sodas, spicy foods, fried foods, and things like that. And I think, like, I'm gonna have to tell y'all this story when I get back, because I got to get in this building and get to this appointment. But I will pick this up when I get out. Alrighty? Alright, y'all. Talk to you later. Bye. Alright, humbuns. I'm back. I switched my shirts out from, I got my Tom and Jerry. Don't know if you can see Tom and Jerry shirt on. Got it at Ross. $8. Don't play around. Ross got a lot of cute shirts and stuff. Don't kid yourself. But what I was talking about before I had to go see my appointment with my ENT. And I had to get scoped again today. And that's the most uncomfortable, excruciating thing, to have a scope go down your nose for them to check your throat and your vocal cords, right? Because they want to see make sure there's no polyps, and like that your throat looks clear and healthy, and just to show, like, that is what the inside of my throat, like, these are my vocal cords when they're open and when they close. So I don't have any polyps, and they're healthy, which that's not my problem. But what I was talking about when I was telling you guys, like, I have to be careful, like, what I, eat and consume. Because, according between my allergies and ENT, from drinking too much water and water sitting on my stomach, and if I have the hiccups or I lay down and the water comes back up, it's part of acid reflux. Or if it's something that I may have eaten. And they're thinking, like, this is the reason that my voice goes out like it does. But like I said, my voice can go out if I cough too much. My voice can go out if I sneeze too hard. If I'm around people who have a strong perfume or cologne on. If I'm around strong smelling food, my voice can go out. So it's not acid reflux or fluids on the back of my throat. And this is what I keep trying to tell them, that, I'm just really, really sensitive. What the look here, people. Boy, I guess they said they're gonna go on and take it. They don't care if they got it right away or not, right, to make this turn. And that's how accidents happen. Because you want to insist on doing something that you don't have the right of way to. I'm not trying to have any meet and greets on the streets or freeways. And for anyone who hasn't watched these videos before, my videos before, meet and greets are accidents, okay? No. So, back to the story. If it's a little bit loud or something like that, it's because I have the AC on in the car. And no, I'm not turning it off because it's hot, okay? So the list of stuff they gave me when my voice first went out. Ooh, somebody had a meet and greet across the street. Look at them. They over there talking it out between each other. On the list, it was telling me, like, I can't do bananas. I had to cut back on my dairy intake. Chocolates, soda, spicy food, fried foods. It's just like, I'm sorry, y'all, but like when they spray your nose so they can scope you, that spray is, oh my gosh, it's atrocious. It's the most uncomfortable thing there is. And even when they take the scope out your nose, it still feels like it's in your nose. And the stuff that they, numb your back of your throat so they can be able to ease it down there just so they can see your vocals. It's nasty. How can I describe it? Anybody who has an inhaler, the albuterol, and if you sit up there and you suck it in too fast or too, and you have that albuterol, or anyone who, no, I take that back, not the albuterol, nasal sprays for like Flonase or something. And you put it in your nose so it gets sprayed up your nose. And if you don't have your hair tilted at a certain way, it goes down the back of your throat and it's like, like it's disgusting, it's nasty. It just is, it's ugh. So, they gave me like a whole laundry list of things that I could not. Tomatoes, anything that they considered to be that they considered to have, if it was acid or caffeine in it. Sorry for blocking my hand. If it had acid or caffeine in it, like now, my voice feels like it's about to go out. And that's all from that goddamn spray. That's the thing I try to explain to him. It has nothing to do with acid reflux. Anything can set my voice off. And they gave me a list telling me about my vocals. What did he say? Like, keep well hydrated. Add lemon water. Keep acid reflux under control. And he talking about, try to eliminate postnasal drip that may cause irritation and swelling and increasing the need to clear my throat or cough. Avoid prescription of over-the-counter antihistamines, which can dry mucus and phlegm, eliminating the natural lubrication of vocal folds. F-O-L-D-S, folds. I have an accent, y'all, so I don't know if you understood what I just said. That's the reason I spelled it, okay? So, see, my voice is back. It's gonna go in and out. Ain't no way around it for me. But either way, it was just a whole slew of stuff. And like the first couple of weeks, I was like, okay, when my voice coming back? Went back 30 days after that, saw my voice still wasn't back. And they're telling me to increase my water and all that stuff. And it got around to being 3 to 6 months without having my voice. Mind you, I didn't have a voice for 15 and a half months. Like, I would sound like this, or I would sound worse, to where I really couldn't even talk. You couldn't make out a rat what I was saying. And only thing they were like, well, you just have severe laryngitis, right? And I'm looking like, this can't be normal. So when it got around to 6 months, I got depressed. I was very sad. I was very upset. Because I was like, when is my voice going to come back? Will my voice ever come back? And so I asked them around that 6-month time, will my voice come back? And that's when they said with severe laryngitis that my voice will just come back when it comes back. That's how laryngitis works. There's nothing they can give you for laryngitis. Your voice just comes back when it comes back, right? And I got like really depressed. People at work thought it was funny that I didn't have a voice, or that I sounded different or funny to them, and they just thought it was funny. Or if they caught a cold and they end up being hoarse, they were like, oh, I have what Kim have. Bullshit, no you don't. You ain't got shit I got. What I got and what I'm dealing with, no one else is dealing with. Like, I've heard other cases or other people saying, oh, well, I've had my father or other relatives who may have went like 3 months or 6 months without their voice. So when my voice wasn't coming back for a while, and it took as long as it did, I really just asked, am I going to have my voice? Like, is it going to be one day I'm just not going to have my voice at all? They couldn't answer that for me. Still can't answer that for me. Only thing they can tell me is, drink the lemon water, drink plenty of water, a day. Your 64 ounces to a liter of water a day. And, watch what you're eating, this, that, the other. And I'm looking like, well, if I've been doing that since 2013, that doesn't seem to be helping or working. Do we have a different plan, something else to go by and work with? Because this is not helping. And right now, I don't have acid reflux. I'm just leaving the doctor's office, the ENT's office, from being scoped. So, you're telling me if my throat looks like I do have acid reflux. Well, you just scoped me. And I have my voice. Now I don't. So, are you trying to tell, will they say that's acid reflux as well? I don't understand it. And I'm not a specialist in this field. Only thing I can say is what's frustrating to me to be dealing with this. And that was another reason I went, like I said, vegetarian, because I want to try to cut out as much as I could, trying to improve my health as much as possible so I could try to stay healthy. I guess they say win some, lose some, luck of the draw. I don't really know. Only thing I know is I'm one sensitive. When doctors have that percentage when they say 9 out of 10 people, won't suffer from whatever, this, that, and the third. Well, guess what? I'm the 10th person that suffers from whatever it is that you say that most commonly people won't do. I'm that odd. I'm that odd. That's why I always say that I'm different, I'm weird. I'm that odd reason why certain things may be going on with me that other people in my family may have never even dealt with, come close to, or don't even know anyone that has it or dealing with it. So I find myself feeling by myself. And I'm sure there's other people out there. I want to believe there's other people out there. I just don't know, what they're doing. And then I have people telling me, oh, you should drink a hot toddy or just honey and lemon. And I'm like, I don't have a cold. I don't have a cold. My throat does not hurt. It's not sore. Honey and tea or hot toddy is not going to help me. I don't have that going on to where that's supposed to help bring back. I'm not hoarse. I'm not sick. That's not what I have. I have laryngitis where my voice will be stripped within seconds or minutes, depending on what it is. And I have to wait until my voice goes back. And that's either me not talking at all. and my voice will eventually come back. Or what little talking I may do at work. You know, it keeps saying if I'm not talking too much and just rest my vocals or whatever it is, I won't put so much strain on them. And I'm like, I've been dealing with this for over 7 years. I got the chance and opportunity 3 years ago to move off of where I was within my division, to be able to move from that and go to a specialty part of my division, specialty unit within my division. So that doesn't require me talking to people all day, every day like I used to. So I'm looking like I go through, I just don't say this is what I'm going to do. I'm actually taking steps to try to improve what I can to make myself better. And sometimes, like I said, it becomes rough to where you're looking like I'm trying all I can. And some things are just not helping me. And then I feel like on some days when I do go see the doctor, or if I have to go see the specialist, like, I feel like y'all are just robbing me and taking my money, my copay, because I don't feel like I'm getting any type of help. For the simple fact is, nothing is changing or improving. Only thing I'm getting is, come back and see me in 30 days. Come back and see me in 6 months. Come back and see me in 3 months. And the only thing you're doing is keep filling the same prescription, which are my nasal sprays, my inhaler, my, the eye drops for, things for my allergies. But I still feel like there should be more that can be done. Or if I have to be sent somewhere else to a specialty facility, building, office that knows about this, and this is all that they do. And I understand that you have allergists, you have ENTs, and that's their specialty of doing this. But I feel like my situation is a combination of a lot of things, not just allergies. And I just want to be able to be hopeful that things can change. And when I leave from the allergist or from the ENT's office, I don't feel hopeful. I don't, because I don't feel like I'm being heard when I say these are the things that's going on with me. I'm sorry for being emotional. I don't feel like they're hearing me. So, I don't know what else to do. I just don't. Okay, the 18-wheeler trying to come over, folks. I'm not trying to play with the 18-wheeler. And that 18-wheeler, instead of him waiting to try to see if he can get in, he's trying to barge in. You are an 18-wheeler, man. An 18-wheeler. I can't afford to mess with an 18-wheeler. No meet and greets with an 18-wheeler. I've had a meet and greet with an 18-wheeler one time in my life. And that was in 90, let me see. I'm sorry for blowing my nose, y'all. I didn't jump to another subject. Trying to go get something Don't judge me before I go home. And what was I saying? 18-wheeler. I call them Tonka toys. Tonka trucks, okay? And I think this had to be in 98. Is it 98? Let's see. Yeah, 98. I had a Toyota Corolla. Like a pretty lavender color Toyota Corolla, right? And I didn't have that car no more than 6 months. And I'm in my car, leaving my house. I was out for the day from work, and I was going to my doctor's appointment. And in the midst of going to my doctor's appointment, it's sprinkling. So I said, okay, it's just sprinkling. Still driving. And then I see the 18-wheeler that's like way in front of me, but you can still see it. You know how you come up when you're getting on some freeways, it goes up on the slope and you come down, further down when you're going down, but you can see down and you can see the other traffic. And I see the 18-wheeler down at the bottom, and I'm up at the top part. And as I'm coming down, I see the 18-wheeler doing this between the, in the lane. I was like, oh man, what you doing? And then when I get to the bottom of it on the freeway to drive home, I see the 18-wheeler do this again. When he did it the second time, a fishtailing, the front end of his cab turned around and was facing traffic while the trailer bed was going this way. And so, like, the car that was in front of me, like, the 18-wheeler is slamming on brakes, and I'm looking for an out. I'm looking for, like, can I get over? But I can't get over because the other cars next to me are flying so fast. And before I know it, the car in front of me is, because the cab of the 18-wheeler is coming at the car in front of me. He hits that car. I'm on brakes trying to, my dear life, holding on, gripping steering wheel, both feet on brakes and everything. Trying my best to stop my car. My car hits the back of the car that's in front of me. My airbags explode. I have smoke everywhere, right? So with the smoke everywhere, I'm thinking my car is on fire. I'm screaming. I can't get out of my seatbelt. Somebody has to come and break my window and help me get out. Because I think my car is on fire. Not knowing that it's the smoke and deployment from the airbags, right? And when I get out the car, and then they're checking on the guy that's in the car in front of me, because mind you, I didn't hit the back of his car, and the truck didn't hit coming toward him, front of his car. And so we're checking on him. I don't know what you're honking for, honey. I can't go nowhere. If ain't nobody moving in front of me, I can't move. Oh, she's sitting up there honking at the man in behind me and stuff. I don't know what these people are doing. So, oh, y'all crazy as shit. People cutting folks off. Look here, Florida. You'll take your gator ass on back to Florida. You whipping in front of people and all that. Look, I don't know where y'all trying to go. You trying to go the same place as me or what? But all this, cutting folks off and foolishness, they need to stop. That's crazy. I'm not doing meet and greets. Y'all not understanding me. By the way, they check on the gentleman that's the guy that's in the car in front of me, right? And they're helping him get out of his vehicle as well. And the only thing you hear the truck driver keep saying is, tell him it's not my fault. Tell him it's not my fault. That's all he kept saying on the scene, because I could hear him. I couldn't like focus in on anything else because I'm still in shock. But the only thing I can do is keep hearing him say is, tell them it's not my fault. Tell them it's not my fault. And I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? So I go on to the hospital so I can get checked out. And I called my family and everything and let them know I was in an accident. My sister had to come get me so I can go get my vehicle and take my vehicle to the dealership where I bought my vehicle from so they could fix my vehicle. Took it back to the same Toyota dealership. And while doing all that, I began to get a phobia about 18-wheelers, and I didn't drive on the freeway or drive my car for like over 6 months because I was just that shaken up and scared to where I didn't want to drive anywhere. I would have my friend, drive me, and then it got to a point to where I got tunnel vision after that, and I could not see anything with vertigo, whatever they call it. I couldn't see anything in my peripheral vision. I couldn't see anything, right? Only thing I could see was what was right in front of me. And I couldn't see what was on the side of me. I couldn't park my car, nothing. Like, after that, and I was like, I can't drive. I don't know what's going on. And so, my sister-in-law, her dad, will take me, to the store, wherever it is I need to go. Because I couldn't, my vision was just, and that's from a slight concussion. Your mind can, be altered. And I've just been through some things. But yeah, I don't play with 18-wheeler Tonka toys. I don't play with the Tonka toys at all. It used to be a point to when I did get back to driving, I didn't like being by 18-wheelers on the freeway. I would hyperventilate because I still had a phobia of them. And I would be like, okay, well, let me get in the lane, a lane over, 2 lanes over, but I just could not be right by them. And like either I would hyperventilate or I felt like like I had to hurry up and get past them. I just could not be by them. Now if I'm by an 18-wheeler, it depends on how I'm focused on them. Because I was by an 18-wheeler last year, and I had my windows down, and I'm just driving on the freeway, and next thing you know, I hear this big old pop, and something sit up there and hit me, like flew through my window and hit me, and I'm scared. I'm thinking like, okay, 18-wheeler's about to smash into me again. I'm thinking this all over again, right? Because it was next to me, one over here and one over there. Come to find out, the tire on that 18-wheeler went out, like exploded, and the tire itself, shrapnel, sit up there and like flew in my car and hit me on the side of my face. So, either way, like I said, I was still scared. And I don't, if I can help it, I ain't trying to fool with 18-wheelers at all. Not at all. And just leave it at that. I mean, That's the most that I could say. I don't know. Like I said, I've been through some things. I'm sure everybody's had, things they've had to deal with or overcome in certain situations, things like that. But that is my, you wide swinging heifer. You do not have a big body car. You have a compact vehicle. You do not need to turn wide. That makes no sense. I don't understand these people. Actually, I can't turn here. I could, but it's so too many cars, too many vehicles. I'd rather go where I know I can easily, get in and go find a parking space. And so, like I said, for me, I am going to pick me up something to eat from the Cheesecake Factory. Get me some pasta. I don't know if it comes with a salad or not, but that's what I'm going to do. All right, honeys. I will connect back with you. I'm sorry, my eyes are itching right now, and I don't have anything in the car. And that may be because I was, crying and they're irritated right now. But I am going to run in here and get me something to eat to take home for dinner. And connect back with you guys when I get back in the vehicle. Okay. See, my eyes are already closing up on me and stuff. Allergies are no joke. They're really not. And, it is what it is. All we can do is just keep it moving. But, no, not a good look. Not a good look. All right, I'll get back with y'all. Bye.